Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trimmed with green and weighing in at 125 3/4 pounds. His professional record, an excellent one. 35 victories, including 22 knockouts with 5 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, from Pensacola, Florida, here is the WBA #1 ranked featherweight in the world, Derrick Smoke Gainer. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing maroon trimmed with white, weighing 129 1/2 pounds. His professional record also outstanding. In 38 bouts, he has 37 victories with 1 draw, including 21 knockouts.
Yeah, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the former undefeated WBA World Featherweight Champion, Freddie Norwood.
Instructions yesterday. Do I have any questions? Protect yourself at all times. Shake hands, come out boxers.
If there's any good news here, Tim, it's that because both fighters are counterpunchers, the expectations are so low that it almost can't help but exceed them.
2 southpaws to boot. Freddie Norwood, 37-0-1, 21 knockouts. Referee is Paul Cita. Derrick Gainer, the challenger. He's in the bright red trunks with the gray trim, the taller of the 2 boxers. And Norwood in red with a white stripe.
Derrick Gainer's got a confused boxer on his hands. He should just jab him, jab him, jab him all night, make him more confused. And of course, the other ex-champion, he's got a devastated opponent tonight. Norwood has got to not only knock him out, but do it in a fashion where he's still a winner and everybody will look at him as a winner. But don't go for a decision. Knock Gainer out.
Norwood's last fight, a 12-round decision in May of this year over Julio Chacon. And Gainer in his last outing, as we said, he won an elimination bout, an 8th-round stoppage of Richard Carrillo to earn the title opportunity.
And one thing about 2 southpaws fighting one another, generally you're looking for the right position of the feet. This time, 1 foot doesn't matter, and it can confuse southpaws because at this point they can stand any way they want, and they're not accustomed to that.
So far, both being very wary after that opening punch thrown by Gainer.
Norwood is plainly looking to land a punch over that jab of Gainer.
Gainer's got to stand up tall and make full use of his height and reach advantage. He shouldn't find his head at any time equal to Norwood's head.
Left hand by Gainer, blocked readily by Norwood. Norwood's used to fighting taller boxers, so he will go to the body, try and bring that head down. Extremely talented, very clever, well-schooled fighter.
All right, guys, let's pick it up a little bit.
Referee Paul Cita says, let's pick it up as some scattered boos come from the crowd.
A lot of this happens because 2 southpaws are filling one another out. No matter how many times you fight them, you feel awkward when you fight a southpaw, even if you are a southpaw.
Yeah, they're not used to seeing each other. And Norwood, as soon as Gainer put that combination on him, jumped in to grab, and that's another tactic he will use frequently.
And when you got long arms, use them. If you can't punch, why be in the mix in the first place? Stop everything. And that's what he's doing, stopping everything.
Come on, punch out of it. Let it go.
Now Gainer wraps up Norwood this time.
Stop punching. Let it go and step back.
Approaching the 30-second mark left in round 1, scheduled for 12.
Norwood seems to be waiting on 1 shot. And if I was Gainer, you take advantage of that. Just stand tall. That 1 shot that he lands can reach you if you're you're standing tall. But if you're low, it's another story.
Final seconds, round 1. Not exactly action-packed.
Time.
That was a round that lived down to its low expectations.
And the crowd here at the New Orleans Arena lets the fighters know what they think.
You got him going away like that.
Who'd you have winning that, Larry?
The referee. You know what I'm saying?
Gainer did a good job of establishing the right jab.
Yeah, but you got to step in and do like that.
And
you got to make the fight. He don't want to make the fight.
I'm out of your way. So if there was a round to give, I would give it to Gainer.
Plain him, use your jab. Plain him, use your jab. And then drop the straight left hand. It's there, okay? Jab, plain him, drop the straight left hand.
Here Kenny Adams in the Norwood corner, now Alton Murkerson.
Then turn. When he come to you, don't just keep moving back. Boom, boom. Catch him with a shot and then move. Okay? Let's go. You in two. Let's keep control now. Let's give me some punches.
Murkerson also the trainer of Roy Jones.
Well, you heard Kenny Adams say in the corner to Norwood, if he won't take the lead, then you have to.
Round 2 scheduled for 12. This featherweight championship bout. Gainer wins. He is the champion. If Norwood wins, the title is vacant. He'll have to start over. He did once before, 1998.
That's the one thing you got to watch when you're fighting a shorter opponent. You start looking down too much. Your hands are not in position. Keep your hands up at all times. That disappears. Your hands lower themselves and your chin is wide open. So Gainer should stand a little taller, keep his hands up. No matter if the guy's lower, don't reach in there too much.
Kenny Adams told Norwood that Gainer wasn't going to force the fight to him, but so far, what little forcing there has been done by Derrick Gainer. Here comes Norwood inside. He's very effective to the body. And Norwood unleashing it here in the middle of round 2.
As you can see, the taller opponent, you cannot reach his head if he's high. So a lot of that action is no action at all. Gainer has no business with his backs to the rope. Keep the fight in the middle of the ring. Circle your guy. If you back up, back in a circle.
Oh, down goes Norwood. Gainer with a surprise shot.
4,
straight down the pipe.
5, 6, 7, 8. All right.
Norwood up and apparently all right. Smiles and shrugs it off, but down he went.
That shot was about being off balance, so Gainer better not try to finish him now. Just do the same thing you just did. Repeat performance.
Under a minute to go in round 2. Now Gainer, emboldened by that success of the knockdown, comes at him again. Gainer with 22 KOs in his 35 victories. Still not regarded as a big puncher. Right hand of the year scored to the head of Norwood. Gainer picking up his tempo here with some confidence.
That's the one thing to tell your fighter. You get a knockdown, just go right back to the fight you were fighting. Don't try to start anything that you can't finish.
Gainer trying to slip in an uppercut there, but on the move didn't have much on it.
Gainer is starting to lower his head just a little bit, which is not a good sign.
End of round 2, and Norwood has some words for Gainer, but it was Norwood who was down in the first round. In the second round, pardon.
The same direction I told you not to go and to cut him from going, you did the opposite way. You stepped back up to the right. I said move here to the left side and make him go to your right. You didn't do that.
My right.
That's it. Yeah, what? No. Here's the guy here. Your object is to make him go this way, to his left. Okay? You didn't do that. Come on now. All right, now we're 2 rounds behind. You're 3 rounds
Freddie
behind.
Norwood took the offensive in that round, had a good rally on the ropes. Perhaps he got a little cocky and walked straight into a good left hand. Now what does Norwood do, George? Can he be as bold as his corner would like him to be?
Yeah, he's kind of confused. His corner told him to go in one direction. He said, "Oh, which right is that?"
Round number 3, scheduled for 12. Tim Ryan with George Foreman, Larry Merchant. Freddie Norwood on the right of your screen in the maroon colored trunks with a white stripe. The taller Derrick Gainer on the left. And Norwood grabs him and works him right to the corner.
Step back, please. Step back.
You see, the shorter guy, he has to reach up no matter what he does. It's not a whole lot of reason to run from him. Just stand your ground. Sometimes you run from a guy, you make him more confident than he really should be.
Gainer trying to shoot that right that he brings from down low as a lead. Norwood successfully picked that off a couple of times already. Norwood bangs the body in there, but Gainer ties him up.
See, if you're the taller guy, you want the guy to swing at you because you can hit him. And though he swings, he can't touch you because you can touch him. He can't touch you. Make him continuously miss, thinking that he's closer than what he really is.
There's a good left hand by Norwood. That's his first good shot. Now he bangs low here.
Stop. Hold on. Don't punch. Step back. Keep your punches up. Box.
Paul Sita, the referee, giving Norwood a warning. He got in 2 low blows in the clinch. But he landed a big left hand, his first solid punch of the first 3 rounds.
Norwood starts to smile. That means Gainer is getting in some. Gainer just has to just keep boxing. He doesn't need any knockout. Just win this thing on points.
All right, break out of that clean. Step
Both
back.
times now,
Step
Norwood
back.
has
You know what step
tried to
back
get
means?
Gainer
Step
back
I know
toward
you
the
know
ropes. Try to have him stationary and then hit to the body.
Norwood's doing a good job whenever he decides to go to the body.
Go fight out of there. Come on.
Gainer just holding him, and Paul Sita saying, fight your way out.
Step back.
It's a good idea to hold him with the punches going down below the belt.
Under 30 seconds we go in round 3.
Gainer made Norwood miss by ducking. That's what he doesn't want to do, is the duck shots. Keep everything up high.
Final seconds of round 3. 2 good body shots from Norwood at the bell. Scheduled for 12. A few moments ago, the challenger, Eric Harding, in our main event against Roy Jones. Harding has been very confident, smiling, very much at ease since his arrival here in New Orleans. Before the main event, we'll be watching the hard-punching Marco Antonio Barrera. What a battle he had against Eric Morales. He has had a fight and a victory since that loss to Morales, a much disputed loss. And tonight he takes on a young man from Caracas, Venezuela, Jose Luis Valbuena. Barrera being prepared in the locker room. His bout will be up next.
We got to work on everything now. We got to play catch up. This guy gonna run from you all day. Throw a little small punch, and he's gonna throw small punches at you, and then he's gonna try to pick you on top. Let's go to work. Gotta go.
Better round for Norwood, and Larry, perhaps our fears laid, at least to this point, about what attitude Norwood would bring into this fight in terms of enthusiasm and professionalism. So far, he's looked like he's here for serious intent.
Well, he's been a professional fighter for more than a decade and has never lost a fight. And he has been in these kinds of chaotic circumstances before, and somehow there are some fighters who, as chaotic as life is outside the ring, can be as organized inside the ring. Harold Letterman, how have you scored the first 3 rounds?
Okay, Larry. 29-27,
2-1, Derrick "Smoke" Gainer. I also thought he won the first round. Certainly he deserves an extra point for knocking Freddie Norwood off his feet in the second round, but Freddie Norwood worked his way in, banged the body real good, and deserves that third round. 2-1, but Smoke Gainer up by 2 points because of the knockdown.
The Gainer should be, every time Norwood chases him around and throw 2 or 3 punches, he's got to get right back on him because he's out of breath. Trying to be a puncher, throwing 3 or 4 shots like that, hard shots, it takes it out of you just like you're doing sprints on the field.
Freddie Norwood with victories over the tough Uyani Bungu, twice over Antonio Cermino, Juan Marquez, all on his list of victims, en route to 37 victories without a defeat. Norwood just pushing Gainer through the ropes. Paul Sita, the referee, jumps in.
A lot of that pushing and shoving could benefit Norwood because Gainer just doesn't have the strongest legs in the world. Sometimes guys get knocked out and they say they have a weak chin, but it's sometimes weak legs.
Under a minute to go, round 4 scheduled for 12. Gainer lands another big one. He's got Norwood's attention here. Norwood backed up.
Gainer's got to keep the distance, though. You keep doing the same thing, but keep your distance. Hit him, not allow him to hit you back by keeping your distance.
Another good right hand. Norwood trying to get inside, and Gainer ties him up. Under 30 seconds, round 4.
If Gainer was still the champion, we would be saying that the challenger has to take the title away, but he no longer has the title.
Norwood, yes. That's right. No knockdown there. Paul Sita right on top of that. Norwood just kind of bowled into Gainer. They both went down, and Norwood.
3.
Now he's counting on him. He said there was no knockdown.
6.
How can that be possible? Norwood saying that holding the back of his neck.
10.
He's up before
11.
the 10
You all
count.
right? You want to continue? Huh? All right. Let's go, Bob.
I don't
That
know.
was a good thing the referee did. The referee did a good thing.
The round is over, and the
It's a 20 count because it wasn't a knockdown.
Okay, Paul Sita saying he was giving him a 20 count. He was not counting him to 10. And then he asked him if he wanted to continue, and I think for a moment he thought Norwood was saying no, and he was signaling to the corner. Then Norwood made it clear, I want to continue. See it again.
I'm not sure why Norwood looked like he had been punched down. Maybe it's because his head hit the canvas as it, his head did have hit the canvas. That is why the referee, or he hit Gainer's shoulder, but that's why the referee was giving him a 20 count to get up from a non-knockdown.
Roy Jones is standing here at this very moment from underneath the seats. He has a view of the ring, not a very good one. You think the promoter could get a better seat, but of course he's preparing for his own fight coming later, the main event after the Barrera Valbuena fight.
I think Larry, Letterman should tell us about this 20 count.
Harold, that's very unusual ruling. What do you have to say?
I don't know what Paul Sita did. I'll tell you something. I know the rules of the Association of Boxing Commissions inside and out. There's no such thing as counting on a non-knockdown. You shouldn't have counted. It was ridiculous.
But it was a good idea. He made that fighter get up off the canvas.
He came to me and said that Paul Sita, the referee, came to me and said that Freddie Norwood wasn't knocked down, so he was giving him a 20 count. Well, what happens if he reached 20? Was he going to count them out?
That's the kind of ruling that you have when a fighter is knocked out of the ring.
Right.
Exactly.
They normally give a 20 count for that.
Okay, but in this case, no clean punch caused the knockdown to either guy. Certainly shouldn't have counted on Freddie Norwood.
Yeah, I think it was a good idea. This guy could have laid down there tonight. With all the confusion he has in his life, he could have added to our lives tonight, too. Get him up off the canvas whatever way you can.
Well, there's no knockdown rule. That was a big shot from Gainer landing there. And Norwood pressing in and lands a couple of more low blows. So Paul Sita having his problems. keeping control here. We're into the 5th round, scheduled for 12.
Gainer's got to get settled down, get back to his right jab. Forget about the hooks for right now. It's not going to happen with one shot. It's going to be an accumulation of jabs and your left hand.
28-year-old Derrick Gainer. Victories over Harold Warren twice, Manuel Medina, Kevin Kelly, Sergio Reyes. He's had some good victories, although he's lost 5 of his 40 professional fights. He's in against a very tough veteran in Freddie Norwood.
All right, don't punch it.
Tough in more ways than one.
Let it go, let him go.
Gainer's got to keep his back from the ropes. Do what he's doing, but continuously stay in the middle of the ring.
All right, don't punch it. Put a hold in him.
Each time that Norwood has put that bull rush on Gainer, Gainer has tied him up.
Gainer's only 2 feet from the ropes when it happens, though.
Yep. Seems like that's where Norwood wants him, right there.
If he was a little closer in.
Again, 2 more low blows and Gainer complaining.
Put a hold in him.
Casita warns him for holding. 2 wrongs don't make it right, I don't think.
Good straight left hand. Yeah. Good straight left hand.
And another.
That's the only way you're going to stop this guy from hitting you below the belt is you hit him, period. Now he's thinking about his own defense and he'll cover up.
Under 15 seconds left in round 5 of the scheduled 12-rounder. And 1 knockdown. It was scored by Gainer in round 2. Into round 5. Another good round for Derrick Gainer in the sense that he did land some scoring blows.
You're standing back here following him around like a puncher. Let's get your shit together.
I got you.
Get your shit together. Huh? You gonna do it or what?
Here's a look at the featherweights regarded as the best in the world. Prince Ahmed, the featherweight champion. Eric Morales and Marco Antonio Barrera. Morales already moved up from junior featherweight. Barrera expected to. And Freddie Norwood was in that picture.
Well, he's still in the picture.
Whether he remains there remains to be seen.
Again, if you joined us along the way, Roy Jones has now come to ringside here to support his stablemate and close friend, Derrick Gainer. Offers some counsel close to the corner. Norwood, if you joined us along the way, lost his title on the scales, failing to make 126 in 2 weigh-ins that he had officially. The second one had him up over 129. More than 3 pounds above the 126 limit.
Good thing about Norwood, he's caught a few shots, but he's been able to get to the body of Derrick Gainer. So Gainer can only get weaker as the fight goes on. Gainer, on the other hand, is not laying one good body shot. You just can't win big matches on headshots.
Well, he's doing a pretty good job of it right now, but we're only halfway through the fight.
This guy, Norwood.
Whoa, and a low blow from Gainer. The referee didn't see it, but in the clinch as Norwood was throwing body punches, Gainer let him have one because he was already complaining about low blows to him.
10.
The referee again told Norwood he would get a count of 20 to get up.
Low blow. 1 point, low blow. 1 point, low blow.
Well, Paul Sita was turned the other way, simply accepting the evidence here as presented by Norwood. It was indeed a low blow, but the referee had his back to it.
He takes the fighter's word. He said, did he hit you with a low blow?
I don't know whether we asked him, but he sure accepted it.
Well, all Freddie Norwood has to do is knock him down, and he's got a 3-point round, and the fight's even.
Point taken away, as you heard.
No punching, no stop.
He's got Derrick Gainer flinching every time from those punches in the body. Norwood has. Gainer do best to stay in the middle of the ring and stop going to the ropes.
Vicious left hook just missed by Norwood, and that is what he likes to throw in there. Right hook, I should say.
Norwood was finally laying his jab.
There's a body shot from Norwood. This time Gainer doesn't tie him up, and Norwood scoring. Short right to the head landed by Norwood.
And Norwood got hurt that time himself.
Pushed through the ropes again by Gainer. Developing into a brawl here in round number 6. Gainer with a combination. Didn't get a clean shot on either punch.
He just can't seem to throw one straight. Gainer. If he can only just straighten that right, that straight left out, just straighten it out, he's got a knockout tonight.
Under 15 seconds to go round 6.
Don't punch, step back. Let him go. Let him go.
Everything is looping. Norwood has done a good job. You just can be brutal, keep charging, and something has to.
Time.
Well, a point taken off from Derrick Gainer for the low blow. Norwood landing a much higher percentage of his punches, most of those in those flurries in the last couple of rounds.
Keep your hands up when you're on the inside still. Tuck down. You haven't tried my low side yet. We haven't looked at that yet. You haven't did any of that. But you got your mind on, you're trying to match width with it.
There are body shots and there are body shots. Now those are kidney shots. Okay, 5 kidney shots.
Now see, here's where the low blow comes, Larry, and you see Sita doesn't see that punch, but he did acknowledge it as a low blow and took a point.
That's what happened when a referee let things get out of hand.
So Larry, you're suggesting he could have taken a point away from Norwood.
Well, they were kidney punches, very clearly.
Right.
And then there was very clearly retaliation in your classic south of the border punch. So even though this fight is ugly, it's turning into a kind of interesting ugly fight.
Round number 7.
Gainer goes to the body for the first time. Should have been doing that early on when his energy level was high.
Harold, how do you see this through 6?
Okay, I agree with you guys. The referee lost control of this fight. 4 rounds to 2. 57-54, Derrick "Smoke" Gainer. I got to tell you, Tim, in round 4, because Cedar counted, if I were the judge, I would have called it a 10-8 round. Norwood won that round, so he made it close. Certainly around 6, same thing. I mean, Larry was right. There were illegal kidney punches. When Smoke retaliated, Cedar took the point. 10-8 round for Freddie Norwood, who won the round with clean body shots. So it's getting close. 4-2, 57-54, Smoke Gainer.
Gainer does so much better when he keeps this guy moving away. Why he decides to move away all night, I don't know. He can hurt his hand with those open punches like that.
He hasn't been able to back up Norwood but once.
Anytime he just make a decision to back him up, it happens. This is a great opportunity for Derrick Gainer. Can't let it slip away by not using your jab.
All right, stop punching. Stop it. Come on, break.
Remember, once again, should he win the fight, he wins the title. If Norwood wins, the title goes vacant because Norwood failed to make the weight on the scales at the weigh-in yesterday. Good body punching. Excellent.
Those hurt. Those hurt.
And Norwood just stationary here. Didn't fire anything effectively back.
Let him go. Come on.
Finally ties up Norwood, and Cedar has to separate them again.
A few more of those, and Smoke Gainer will be extinguished.
Those body punches, they catch up with. They just.
And a smile from Gainer, trying to show Norwood that he hasn't felt the effect of the body shots.
But you can't. Your body has to feel the effect of it. You just can.
Just missed with that left hand over the top.
He has to just get a little closer with it. Just a little closer.
Norwood just pulled back just in time.
If Gainer can just get a little closer with that straight left hand, he's got it. Just got that left foot so far away. So far away. Spreads his legs too wide. Sometimes you just bring the feet a little closer.
Very wide stance from Gainer here, and it's a cautious-looking stance. Final seconds. Seventh round.
Come on, Rob.
Don't punch. Come on.
Do, man. Get them punch away on the ropes, Smokey. I don't want you on the ropes, you understand? I don't want you on the ropes like that at all. You understand? Smoke. You say you was gonna do it, you can touch this guy more now. Come on, look, you're in the defensive mode. You're just waiting on the counter punch. You can hit this guy. Come on, let's touch him now. I ain't gonna sit up here and argue with you. You know what you gotta do.
That was Alton
He has the
Murchison.
title.
Here's Kenny
You gotta
Adams.
take it from him. They ain't gonna give you nothing. You understand?
With your hands up and punching. Listen to me. We got to get to work. You understand me? I've been talking to you about it all the time. You gonna give me something? Hey, you talk the talk.
Here's that barrage of body shots, all clean, hard shots to the side of Gainer. Gainer not offering any resistance to them. And you heard Alton Murchison, his trainer in the corner, getting on him and saying, they're not going to give you this title. You got to go out and get it.
He also said he didn't want Gainer on the ropes. Stay off the ropes. Norwood does a good job of moving from side to side when he corners his opponent. Doesn't stand right in front of him. Looks for a better body shot.
No, and he won't waste shots when he sees the guy covering up his head either. A lot of fighters will fire away. You know, he'll take the open target, the body.
Correct.
He's a very clever, very experienced boxer, and that's why he's unbeaten.
Another good straight right to the body. Left to the body.
We're in the 8th round, scheduled for 12.
Now Gainer's falling for getting his head down in that level. You got to keep the head out of there.
Norwood landed over the top after 4 body blows, putting some punishment on Gainer now here early in the 8th. Gainer trying to walk him across.
Come on. Step back.
He's got Gainer dipping his head down to his level now, doing the old crossover. That was a bad mistake, and Gainer's going to have to pay for that. Never should have allowed his head to get low.
Now Norwood doing the stalking here, trying to cut off the ring, and Gainer clearly trying to get a bit of a breather. He's showing some effects of that body punishment.
The thing about the body punching, you start moving around and it takes greater effect on it.
George, yeah, he doesn't want to stand still because he doesn't want to get hit, but he's using up energy moving away.
Yeah, it's sort of like a knife. It sticks in you when you move around after guys hit you in the body.
He also hasn't thrown a punch in the last 30 seconds or so.
Norwood has this fight in hand, it seems now. Gainer's got to do something.
All right, don't punch him. Come on, let him go. You're holding him, Smoke. Quit holding him.
As good as Smoke Gainer looked in the first couple of rounds is how bad he looks now.
He's done a good job. He's moving to the left.
But you got to punch. It's a prize fight.
Wait a minute. You move to the left and you get the guy dizzy and then you bring a shot in.
Yeah, well, he's went around the ring 6 times and hasn't thrown a shot yet.
Well, that's sometimes what you have to do.
Norwood nearly hurt himself there.
It's a dizzy factor there. Boxers learn these games. You get the guy reaching, stepping up on his legs, and then you go back to the other side with a shot.
Well, he's fighting a stink-out fight right now.
Sometimes you can stink out and win.
You're right.
Well, he won't win this round this way, that's for sure.
That's what you want the guy to do, follow you around off balance like that. He's dizzy, picking his foot up.
Gainer got 1 shot in, that brought him alive. Final seconds of the 9th. Crowd trying to get Gainer going. He lands a right hand there. Not much on it though.
You see this guy is dizzy.
How you doing? Right here.
Norwood on punch stat, way ahead in terms of punches thrown and landed.
Freddie, listen again. Keep telling me about selling. You can't wait. You can't keep waiting. You got to put the pressure on him and cut him out.
You know what we got to do with this guy.
I think I'm on my right hand.
Okay, you got to, hey, you gonna fix it when it's over. You understand? Let's go, suck it up. Let's go to work. You understand?
Here's the one effective punch that Gainer threw in that round. But on my scorecard, this is now an even fight after 8 rounds.
Well, Norwood did everything else in the round. That was the only shot landed by Gainer.
Yeah, if
had any effect at all.
Yeah. If the purpose of Gainer is to make Norwood dizzy by having him run around in a circle, then he's accomplishing that. He may accomplish that. If the purpose is to land more punches and win the fight that way, I'm not sure he's doing it.
There are a lot of things that happen in the ring. These are not just your dodo gladiators. These are sophisticated fighters who have something in mind, man. Yeah. You move around to make the guy lose his balance, then you go to the other side and get a shot.
Well, if he
other side, that's what you do now.
He got one shot in, and it was effective, but it may have been an injury to himself. We're told that in his corner, he told Murkerson that his right hand was sore, and that was the only punch that we saw, that uppercut on the replay, that he landed with any force that could do damage. Now let's see if he holds back with his right. Norwood a miss over the top. Now Norwood's got him where he wants him, right there, banging to the body, head up to the head.
Norwood is some kind of puncher.
Left to the head, right to the body, a short inside shot back from Gainer.
He wants Gainer to lower his head and get busy with him.
Down goes Norwood. A left hand off the ropes from Gainer. Short little left shot. Norwood up, apparently all right. You can see him cursing at himself for leaving himself open for that shot.
Norwood is ready. Norwood is ready.
Second knockdown scored by Gainer. One back in the second round.
Norwood is ready and Gainer is waiting. Don't allow him to get back on his feet.
You're saying that you don't think Gainer is hurt, that he's setting a trap?
Norwood is hurt. And now he's getting his balance back. Gainer didn't charge him. This Norwood outsmarted him that time. He's ready to go and he's faking. That's what it is when you're a good boxer. You don't want to take a lot of chances, especially Gainer. He's already been down a few times in title matches.
Well, that one punch turned the momentum of the fight around. That Norwood had turned around in the 6th round or the 5th round.
You heard a guy, you just got to take a chance.
They've had everything in this fight. 2 legitimate knockdowns. One which saw them both go down. A low blow the referee didn't see, but took a point away anyway. It's been wild.
One more time on the foul.
Under 20 seconds to go in the night.
And the referee only warns him.
He said to him, one more low blow, and I'll call a foul.
And that's not good after what he did to Gainer. Gainer's did a good job of boxing and setting up that knockdown. He's got to get right back on the guy.
Rushing in, man. I got it. That ain't what it is. What it is. Oh, Lisa right there. Freddie, what it is, what you're doing is, you're going in with your hands down and you're cocking your hand. You don't have to do that. I done told you 1,000 times, step in with your hands up and punch from the chin. How many times I say, punch from the chin? Plus you're waiting on the guy. I keep saying, step up. You were right there to step up to the guy. You ain't stepping up to him. You walking behind him.
Gainer running around the ring. Norwood gets a little reckless, wide open, and down he goes from this left hand right there.
Clean shot. He was wide open for it. Right hand down low. He thought he was in control there.
The aggressor got punished for his aggression.
Round 10 upcoming, scheduled for 12. Featherweight championship at stake for Derrick Gainer. Norwood just wants to show he's still the man and remain unbeaten.
It's not easy, George, to overcome 2 knockdowns in a tug of war like this fight has been. Harold, what do you have?
Okay, Larry. 5 rounds That's the 4. 85-82. Derrick Smoke Gainer. Larry, I got to tell you, I hope this fight doesn't come down to that one point when Paul Cedar counted in round 4 on that 20 count that he called, because you know the judges are really obligated to call that a 10-8 round.
Well, but I don't think that he called that. He didn't call that a knockdown.
But
though.
be as it may, he did count on Norwood. But it is a close fight. You called it. Freddie Norwood wins round 6, 7, and 8 by banging to the body. Smoke Gainer a big 2-point round in round 9. So it's 5 rounds to 4, but Gainer by 3 points because of the 2 knockdowns and the Paul Cedar count.
Norwood is real hesitant about going in without any kind of defense now because Gainer's made him pay once or twice. Sometimes that little hesitation can cost you everything.
I don't think that Paul Cedar count turned that into a 2-point round, Harold.
No, I don't believe so.
It was not an official knockdown.
Right, and he said so. He said so, came over our way and said not an official knockdown. So I don't think there's any point penalties assessed there in terms of the scoring.
Norwood was hurt that time.
Let him go. Step back.
Gainer hanging on. Cedar trying to separate them and get Norwood to step back.
Norwood is tough. No doubt about it. He's tough.
Norwood said before the fight that he didn't think Gainer could punch much and didn't have much respect for him. He's been down twice at the hands of Gainer.
And you see Gainer moves to his left, keep moving left, and then he tries to open things up for his right. Keep moving left. And when you see your guy trying to pick up his right foot, then you got him.
Renewed confidence shown here by Gainer, although still a lot of movement, looking to land the home run ball, and he is just bowled down by Norwood as Gainer kind of leaped into him. Norwood caught him and just chucked him as though he was putting a cow down in a rodeo. Approaching the 32nd mark in round 10.
Wrestling out, okay? You holding him and you headbutting him and hitting him when you hold him. He's holding him. Box.
That was a good job for the referee.
Paul Cedar's been a busy man. It's been a difficult fight for him to handle. Gainer saying he wants a real world title. Doesn't want any of those Continentals or NABFs. He knows he's got a great chance here tonight. So we approach the end of round 10. End of the 10th round. 2 to go if it goes the distance. Marco Antonio Barrera, last seen on national television in that exciting battle against Eric Morales here on HBO. And Barrera next against Jose Luis Valbuena. Many observers thought Barrera won the Morales fight. It was a tremendous battle, whichever way you saw it, close as it was. He's had one victory since then and now takes on a virtual unknown from Caracas.
Get him with one clean shot. You hurt him, but you can't do that. Give me the combination.
We get 2 more to go, baby.
Come on. All right. Now you telling me, yeah, this is the time.
All right, let's see this takedown here. Pretty good. Well, almost a classic tackle. Could have lifted him up a little bit more on his shoulders before he deposited him on the canvas.
I got you.
Very dangerous stuff.
Before we get out of here, bro.
All righty.
With your shoulders messed up like that.
Yes, you could. Round number 10. 10, pardon me. I'm right the first time. No, it is 11. We've completed 10. 2 to go. Scheduled for 12.
These are the rounds that Gainer's going to have to get out there and do some winning. He just can't move around in the last 2 rounds. You gotta throw punches.
More low blows, and now Gainer fires back himself on target. Norwood goes down immediately. So it's been a battle of low blow punching.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Harold, now he's going to stop it. Paul Cedar's going to stop it.
Foul was over. We didn't get up. We didn't drop.
That's an unbelievable ending to this fight.
It certainly is.
Because customarily, the fighter who is hit with such a deliberate low blow has 5 minutes to recover.
That's right.
The referee didn't see all of that.
Okay, listen,
Harold, we can see it.
This is the rule, okay? If you go down because of an accidental low blow, and it was an accidental low blow, he didn't call no intentional foul, it was an accidental low blow, you don't have to get up. If you get hit low by an accidental low blow, you don't have to get up. The referee had no right whatsoever to count. You don't count on an accidental low blow. The guy got hit low, he's hurt, so he stays down. He can stay down. The referee, just like Larry said, should have given him 5 minutes to recover from the accidental low blow. If Norwood doesn't want to continue, after 5 minutes, he loses by abandonment, and that's all there is to it.
I think Larry should talk to the referee.
There's no question that was an accidental low blow. There's no question that the referee should not have counted. Norwood didn't have to get up, Tim.
Harold, I would have to disagree with you as Larry gets ready to go into the ring and sort this out. I would have to disagree that it was an accidental low blow, because Norwood had been hit with low blows from
Tim,
Gainer had been hit from low blows by Norwood.
If it was an intentional low blow, Derrick Smoke Gainer would have lost 2 points, and if Norwood couldn't continue, Derrick Smoke Gainer would have been disqualified. And that's all there is to it.
All right, let's see it again. You tell me if it was accidental or not. What happens is the retaliation to that low blow there, Gainer's saying to Cita, come on, do something, and he deliberately, right there, throws a low blow back.
But the question is, if Cita doesn't call it an intentional foul, it's an accidental low blow. He didn't take 2 points from Gainer.
No, he did not.
Exactly. So therefore, it's an accidental low blow as far as the referee's concerned, and the referee's the only one that can make these decisions.
Well, let's get the official word from Michael Buffer, and then hopefully Larry Merchant will hear from the referee, Paul Cita. Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Referee Paul Cita calls a halt to the bout. The official time, 1 minute, 56 seconds into round 11. Referee rules, regardless of the blow delivered causing a knockdown, the fighter must make an attempt to get up by the count of 10. The bout is over. The winner by TKO victory from Pensacola, Florida. Now, the WBA Featherweight Champion of the World, Derrick "Smoke" Gainer.
Congratulations, Derrick. Congratulations.
Roy Jones, just moments ago, coming up to congratulate his stablemate, who's now finally a world champion. He knew he had a great opportunity here tonight. Had Norwood won, the title would have become vacant. But Gainer, with a TKO victory ruled by the referee Paul Cita, saying that in his judgment Norwood did not make an attempt to get up, despite whether or not it was a low blow, accidental or intentional. So let's go to Larry Merchant and see if we can get some amplification.
All right, thank you, Tim. Now, Paul, you describe what you saw and what ruling you made and why you made it.
He didn't beat the 10 count, and it was actually a borderline blow, possibly a low blow, but he didn't get up. He made no attempt to get up, and he was fouling throughout.
So you did not see the low blow?
I saw a borderline blow, right, and I believe it possibly was low.
All right, and on a low blow,
he made no attempt to get up. Actually counted to 13. You can give him a 20 count, but he was making no attempt.
All right, this is something new to us. We've been watching fights on HBO and TVKO for many years, and customarily when there are low blows, the fighter who has been hit low has been given up to 5 minutes to decide whether he can go ahead with the fight. Now, are you unfamiliar with that rule?
I am familiar with that rule.
So why didn't you impose that rule instead of the one you did?
Because I wasn't quite sure that it was a low blow. I only had a split second to look at it, and I wasn't quite sure that it was a low blow. He had landed a low blow on Gainer right before this alleged low blow came. That he.
All right, can we get a monitor here, please, and try to show the referee what actually happened? Of course, he has to make a decision on a split second, doesn't get a second chance to look at the blow. So we're going to try to wind that up. Tell us what you see and whether your ruling was correct. Now there they're at close quarters. It's been a tug of war for much of the time. There's a couple of low blows by Norwood, definitely low blows. Okay, now watch this. Now did you see the low blow there?
Yes, borderline, very close. It's very, very close.
So
I don't have the advantage of an instant replay.
All right, so
I was out of position because I was trying to get him off of him to warn him for the low blow that he committed.
So this was about the second or third time of the fight where you started a 20 count.
Right. When someone is accidentally knocked out of the ring or with an accidental low blow, you can give him a 20 count. He's got to get up, and then you give him up to a 5-minute rest if he needs it.
So when he got up, did you tell him you can have a 5-minute rest, or you did?
I asked him if he was all right, and he said no. He kept shaking his head, no.
Thank you very much.
Wasn't positive of the low blow.
Thank you very much, Paul. All right, Tim, we'll get the principals in here in a moment to see what they saw and felt at that time.
Okay, Larry, well, here's a look at the scorecard to that point of the fight, and you can see that Norwood was ahead on all 3 cards, and rather handily as well. Gainer was ahead on all 3 cards, 96-92 for Miramontes, 96-91 for Femia, 95-92 for Adolph. So Gainer was ahead on all 3 cards, but this needs to be addressed again by our rules expert, Harold Letterman. Harold, I'm still a little unconvinced by referee Sita's decision here. What about you?
Well, I'll tell you. Let's read the rule, okay? Accidental foul. A fighter who is hit with an accidental low blow must continue. Now, this is Norwood. He got hit with the accidental low blow. Must continue after a reasonable amount of time, but no more than 5 minutes, or he will lose the fight by abandonment. Okay. Now, Freddie Norwood got hit by an accidental low blow.
In the eyes of the referee.
Correct. He went down. He doesn't have to get up. He can stay down. He can stay anywhere he wants for up to 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, if he doesn't want to continue, he loses the fight. All right? If Sita would have said it was an intentional low blow, then Derrick Gainer immediately would have lost 2 points. If Norwood says he couldn't continue, then Freddie Norwood wins the fight by disqualification. Exactly. Okay? Yeah. If he would have got hit by an intentional low blow. Right. If he said he wanted to continue and the fight would be stopped, Freddie Norwood couldn't win the fight. In other words, if Freddie Norwood in subsequent rounds later on, after he got hit by an intentional low blow, he couldn't win the fight because of the fact that, he was the one that got fouled by the intentional low blow. This time, accidental low blow. To tell you the honest to God truth, I think Freddie Norwood got jobbed. There's no question. He had up to 5 minutes to recover. Sita didn't give him 5 minutes. Sita just stopped the fight. He got jobbed.
Now, Harold, we must remind the viewers, had Norwood won this fight, he still would not be the champion. He lost that on the scales for failing to make 126 pounds yesterday at the weigh-in. So there wasn't so much for him to lose here, apart from the fact that he's an unbeaten fighter. And that is an important part of his record, 37-0. But now he has been defeated thanks to that ruling by Paul Sita, and Derrick Gainer is the new champion. Let's join him with Larry Merchant.
Thank you again, Tim. All right, Derrick, we want to take another look at the fight, at the end of the fight. What do you recall of what exactly happened?
First of all, I thank Lord gave me strength. Thank God for giving me strength to do what I do. Norwood's tough champion. He was hitting me low. He's behind my head. He was doing a lot of things that shouldn't have been going on. But I had to go back and retaliate sometimes.
So you acknowledge that at the end there, after getting a couple of low blows, you yourself deliberately retaliated and hit him low.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I was punching back. I was going to hit.
All right, tell us what you see here.
I see him throwing low like he was doing it, and I threw a body shot. That's a body shot. That's another body shot.
Well, that's an awful low body shot.
Girl, it was a body shot. I was aiming down at to hit the body. I was not deliberately trying to hit him low. I was fighting.
All right.
You see, I'm warning, telling the referee what he's doing. Thank you, Dada.
All right, you now have a title, apparently. What is your sense of this? He was ahead on all the scorecards, well ahead. All the scorecards, Freddie Norwood was way ahead on the scorecards. I'm sorry. I'm getting information now that changed that. That you were ahead on the scorecards.
Right.
Do you feel that you didn't have a chance to win this title the way you would want to win it, with your fists, rather than on a technicality losing it this way?
Are you trying to say that I won by a low blow? That's what you're trying to say?
Well, that's what happened, but I'm trying to say what your feelings are about it.
My feelings are I'm the brand new champion. I'm taking the belt back to Pensacola. I did what I needed to do to win. He was hitting me low and I was fighting. That's what I was doing. I was in there fighting. I was fighting cleanly, and you saw him behind the head, hit me on the break. He was hitting me down on my thighs.
Did you feel that because of your 2 clean knockdowns that you were well ahead and that it was your fight?
It was my fight from round go. I was dictating the pace. He was coming at me, but I was landing shots. He wasn't hitting me flush with no shots. I was hitting him with lead hooks, lead uppercuts, left hands. I dropped him clean.
The only thing that he seemed to do that was effective was land some body punches. Did he hurt you?
No, he hurt me behind the head once, hit me back here, you know, when I was leaning against the ropes, and that dazed me a little bit, and I went back to the corner. I told Coach Merck, but other than that, I mean, he didn't have a whole lot to hurt me with. I saw all his punches coming. You got to remember, I was a junior lightweight. I'm a featherweight now. This is my division. So I want to fight Eric Morales, Barrera, Hamed, all those guys at the top there.
You've waited a long time for this. Yeah. Congratulations, Smoke.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to get Freddie Norwood in here and get his side of the story right after we go back to Tim.
Okay, Larry, with George Foreman. And George, I think back a couple of rounds where you were saying, you know, that all of that moving around that Gainer did was to get him in position to land the big shots that might send Norwood into unconsciousness. He did knock him down twice, and then he did what he had to do at the end. But what do you think about the finish?
I think that Gainer was winning the boxing match one way or another, and I'm glad the referee stepped in. Wasn't going to take any more foolishness from this guy. He's going to lay down on that rope, play like he can't get up. Then when he gets up, he says, I'm ready to go. Sometimes you just got to step in there and say, look, you don't want to get up, you don't want to get up, the fight is over. And this is what happened to him this time. He could have gotten up. You see how fresh he is now? He was that fresh in the fight. But he's looking for any edge to win this thing, but with his left and rights.
Well, Gainer is the recipient, lucky or otherwise, in terms of the way the fight finished. He is the WBA version of the featherweight champion. Let's go back to up to the ring now again to Larry Merchant.
All right, Freddie.
Yes, sir.
This has been an exasperating 24 hours for you. You describe what you remember of those final seconds and what the referee said to you and why you think you were disqualified.
Well, the guy was hitting me low. The guy was hitting me low all the time. As you can see, he was holding me. And when he was holding me, the ref steady saying break. The ref saying hit, hit, hit.
But you are throwing low blows as well here.
Yeah, I'm throwing low blows. But the ref, as you can see, the ref hold me, and when he held me, he hit me completely low twice. I mean, while the ref was holding me. I got up on 9. When I got up, the referee looked me in my eyes, asked me that one. I said yes. He said, you can have 10 seconds, but he never gave me 10 seconds. He just.
Have you ever been in a situation where you have had to take time off because of low blows? Because customarily, when there is a low blow, a fighter gets up to 5 minutes to recover. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I'm aware of that. The referee aware of that too. I should have had 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes. God works in mysterious ways. This kid, I just fought the #1 contender. I whacked him real good. This guy here, this is his 5th chance at a world title. Hey, he got it this way. I'm gonna get another opportunity.
But he did knock you down twice. You were chasing him all over the ring and got a little careless.
I got careless. As you can see, both knockdowns was flash. As soon as he hit me, I got right back up.
All right, Freddie, you've had a lot of turmoil in your life and in the ring. Yeah. Why couldn't you make weight yesterday? Why did you come in weighing more the second time than the first time? Were you just not dried out? Explain it to us.
I was through. I was complete. I didn't have anything left in me.
Could you not train properly?
It wasn't that. 26 is very, very difficult for me to make. I'm a natural. I've been trying to make 26 for 4 years, man. I've been a champ for a long time.
So if you weren't the champ, you would be fighting at 130?
This guy give me another opportunity. I'm gonna break my neck getting at 26. I'm gonna win my title. I'm gonna give it back. I'm gonna give it up, and I'm going to 30. I'm fighting at 130, and I'm telling you now, here I come. You ain't got to give me nothing. I'm taking mine at 130. I'm taking it.
Thank you very much,
Thank you, Larry. I really appreciate it.
Tim?
All right, Larry. Certainly we've had all kinds of events already this evening with more to come. Here's the final punch stat. Most of those shots by Norwood to the body, as we were talking about, George, he's a very effective body puncher, but the big blows were landed by Gainer to the head. We'll see the power punches, and they sent Norwood to the canvas for 2 knockdowns, despite and not including the controversial finish. He had 2 clean knockdowns, even though the final punch stat shows a 54% percentage for Norwood. Gainer is the winner here today. Well, we are going to have...
Just spit it right in there, don't worry about it. Drop your hands, be sharp, change your angle. Give him that, hey, come on. And snap your punch.
So you saw the